Also did a $3 million seed round in 2019, an $8 million A round in 2021, and then very recently a $15 million B round, right, in June 2023. Now, the VC market's changed a lot in the last few years, so I'm just curious what kinds of metrics the VCs are looking for now when they go to do a B round in terms of adoption, growth, and then also, as you, I'm sure, are planning for a potential C round, what are they sort of looking for in that round now that might have been different from how it was 2 years ago?
Yeah. So we didn't raise a B. We raised an A1, which is like an extension of the A.
Okay.
We brought on a new investor. So that was the purpose of that.
Crunchbase showed it as a B. That's
I know. It's confusing. It was confusing for me too to understand. I was like, oh, this isn't a B.
Okay, so this is an A1.
An A1, yeah. So yeah, the venture market's changed. We can be creative.
Okay, great. It's more of a bridge round to a B?
I think it is.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think investors, I do think that the growth at all costs thing is sort of pervasive now. And I'm not sure if there will be a shift back into that anytime soon. Obviously, I think it would be cool if there was, just because it allows companies a bit more time and a bit more comfort in being able to try a lot of things. But I also think that some companies spent an enormous amount of money that they didn't need to and scaled pretty inefficiently with the berth that they were given with growth at all costs, and, being able to raise crazy rounds and at valuations that, maybe they won't be able to match. So I think that the more somber environment now is actually better for companies in the long term. The kinds of things that our investors are looking at, I mean, they're the same that they've always looked at, which is, top of funnel growth, customer growth. Churn is not really, I think, something that at our stage we're talking about a lot, especially since the paid product that we launched was only launched in 2022. So it's pretty early, but.
So would you say that, let's say for raising a B round, that the expectations are the same as they were 3 or 4 years ago, but it's just going to take longer to get there because growth is a little slower now? Or have they lowered the numbers that?
I don't actually know the answers to that. I do think that somebody who is a venture capitalist would probably give a better answer to that, because they're actively engaging in deals, looking at term sheets, giving out term sheets and stuff. Right. So I do think somebody like that would probably be better to speak to that. One of the things I do know is that our investors are really, they're asking us questions about, deal cycles, like why are things happening certain ways, like how are people adopting the product. So although we are sending them top line metrics, when we have the conversations with them, they want to understand the dynamics. And especially with a product that is a product like Oso, which is, even though it's a newer, it's like a newer market, it's a similar product type that people are used to buying.
But it's still a new category.
But it's a new category. So they're really curious, how are people understanding this new category? How does that fit into their priorities list? Yeah. So those are the kinds of things that they're really curious about and are fascinating in growing a new business. Because, for example, for me, like I worked at 2 companies before this. One of them, databases, pretty old software. Everyone uses one. And then the other one was like vulnerability management software, which now is required and everyone uses it, whether they use Dependabot or they use something like a Sneak. So I think for me, what's interesting is exploring that new category and understanding, how do we get people to prioritize and buy this new product.